the final review, White's Line Scout Lace-A-Toe firefighting boots. Originally got these in January, made the first video in May on the 6th, 2025. It's May 8th now, and I figure might as well make the final review, and if you should buy the Line Scout. So first talking point is because of the way that these boots are structured, they're Goodyear welted. The arch support from the 4811 last that these boots were built on, because these boots were machine lasted, the arch support isn't as defined or pronounced, so it's going to be a much easier break-in compared to a smoke jumper. Another thing too is the arch is way lower, so with these boots you only need to go down a half size for sizing. I tried a pair on in the store that were a 9 Delta and they were spot on for sizing. These are 9.5 and they're still too big. The arch has also bottomed out, so I have been putting in these insoles, inserts. One orthotic work insole that I would recommend you buy if you are going to buy these is Spenco heavy duty work insoles. Another thing too is the price. When I first got these boots, they were around a $410 price point. From White's, they are going to be about $455 before taxes and shipping. So that might be something you want to consider. The Frank's Patriot boot is still under the $400 mark at around $380, somewhere around there. That's also before taxes and shipping. Another thing too is with the leather on the Goodyear welted line isn't as thick as their stitch down line, so after break-in it'll still give plenty of support, but it might not feel as thick, so that might be something you want to consider. Another thing too is longevity and repairability. So with their standard stitch down, even White's hand sewn stitch down, they can be sent in to be repaired, either resold or rebuilt for around $300 to $400, and those can continue to happen until the upper quarter panels, this big quarter panel right here, is worn so smooth right around these areas that they can no longer take any more stitching and you have to get new boots. Whereas for the Goodyear welted line, because they are Goodyear welted, they have the canvas gimming, they can be resold as many times on just the welt until the welt needs to be replaced, whites can, from what I researched, can be re-welted. They can be resold. But if that gimming ever breaks and the welts split away from the uppers, or if the leather on the upper fails, they might not be able to fix them anymore. So then you might want to look into, if you have any sentimental value to them, you might want to look into having a local cobbler recraft them for you. Another thing you might want to consider is what type of socks you plan on wearing. If you live in a dry, cold climate, you might want to look into getting a pair of high quality wool socks. These are Costco Kirkland brand. You can usually pick up a pair or a pack of like 10, or not 10, pack of 6 under $10. Some people would also recommend getting Darn Tough Vermont socks. It's up to you. The Darn Tough Vermonts are like $30 a pair, so you might want to consider that. If you live in a slightly hotter climate, I found that these here, I believe that they're Dickies. These are the crew boot sock. They're part nylon and cotton. Those work pretty well when winter is over and the summer is in. However, they don't offer as much protection. And if you live in a very cold climate, I would not recommend these. They get too damn cold. And no matter how active you stay with a pair of wool socks and the boots, you're still gonna suffer. That's the final review for the White's Line Scout. I'm Burke. Thanks for being here. So, should you buy them? I'd honestly say it depends on what you're doing. If you work in a shop environment, these are probably not the boots for you. If you work in a outdoors wooded environment, I'd probably recommend them. If you're working as a wildland firefighter and you're just starting out, these are definitely a good pair of boots. There are also some other options, but these are a sound investment if you're planning on starting. And if you're just planning on wearing these, if you're a person that doesn't work outside that often and you just want a pair of these because you think they're good looking, go ahead, have at it. They're not that bad.